So, losers match so far. We have had these results. TeRRoR winning map 1 against Thorzane, looking hella strong. But then starting to make some mistakes and dropping eventually 2-1. Cash, seemingly no chance against Foggy so far. But this is an entirely different matchup. Cash should suit this a lot better. And TeRRoR, this is the matchup where he doesn't feel comfortable at all.
Thank you, Mr. Nee, by the way, for the 7-month resub. As far as vetoes go, by the way, it was TeRRoR with the obvious ones twisted and Terranos removed. And Cash vetoes AZ and concealed. And that sounds to me like what, Neo? Like Farseer play. That sounds a lot like Farseer play. All about easy expansions and massing with FSTC, a style that has been popular in Europe for quite a while, especially in Spiral's hands, looking very powerful. Cash also, in the past, played that quite a bit. Over on NetEase servers, not so popular anymore, but on Europe, still looking to be pretty potent. I wonder if that's going to be the play here, or if Cash perhaps goes for a bit of a ruse with these vetoes, and if it is going to be the play, if TeRRoR is ready for the Farseer, because it plays very, very different from the tier 3 Blade Master style.
Okay, let's hope for the best, and we go in game. Cash as the red orc, the overlay is here once again not really working, and TeRRoR as the blue undead in the upper right. Thank you, Azul, for the 10 euros. Choo-choo! First donation train in Reforged. Azul, the glorious conductor of our donation train. Let's see if it works for the 3rd time in a row. We really have to hire this guy if this works now. So,
professional conduction, donation train conductor.
Indeed. I mean, pays off for us, that's for sure. Thank you, some guy, for the 5 gifted subs. This is the first time we see Orc versus Undead in this matchup, and we are coming from a very fast-paced and early game focused matchup that was Orc versus Night Elf. This is pretty much completely different, and we do not see the Farseer. It is the Blade Master for Cash, and what this possibly means is a long, worn-out game with tier 3 and tier 3 high-quality armies, highly pimped heroes. This is what Warcraft should be all about. High-level 6 hero action.
Donation train continues. The Crestfallen with the 100 bits. Hype Taimu and some guy 87 with the 200 bits. Celebrating the insane Reforged hype. Put your hands up in the air.
Well, I have to do the camera. What am I supposed to do now? I don't know.
You can do it with the left hand.
Okay, then I can't clap though. So TeRRoR sees this and thinks, okay, there is a barracks. Well, then you play some grunts, and he confirms the Blade Master here. Should have been pretty obvious from seeing the barracks already that this is the Blade Master, but Nikoro coming into this game, starting to pimp up the Blade Master. If you tune in for the first time in 10 years, his reign of terror is pretty much over. We have found solutions against the Blade, but he's still benefiting a lot from items due to his second skill, that is Critical Strike, and all the items he finds, claws, circlets, etc., etc., that damage is going into that Critical Strike, so the more damage boosting items we see, the higher the critical is. And now,
Blade Master certainly very strong, but does rely heavily on levels and items to be very good in the late game. In my opinion, the best upper hand, so to speak, that Orc has in the late game is actually the TC. If the TC gets to high levels, he completely outscales the 3rd hero counterparts on the undead side, whereas DK plus Lich is very comparable to Blade Master plus Shadow Hunter. It's a lot of damage and a lot of healing on both sides, but it's really the TC who can swing the super late game greatly in favor of the Orc, oftentimes, especially when there's no silence control against him. Blade Master here, pretty annoying in the main, could pop the Scroll of Speed if he wants to be really obnoxious, trying to force the TP here on the DK. But Nerub Tower is coming up, Cash knows it will be finishing soon. Cash is playing this super aggressively, man. Only 60 experience. barely anything so far. Assets here are absolutely crucial. DK can secure those somewhat easily with Coil, but of course, it's expensive in the mana department.
And he is already down to 100 after throwing a couple of coils and securing that first kill at the High Priest. Skeleton lives matter, of course, in a way that it gives experience to the Blade Master, but only 60. Still one grunt is coming in, distracting more and more with these illusions, but compared to the game against Thorzane, these illusions don't have the biggest impact yet. Said it's just a little bit of distraction. And the Blade, can he steal another one? He can, actually. That is 48 experience. And snare on this grunt, though. And if TeRRoR gets this, it's quite a big deal, but not the necessary damage output yet.
Yeah, TeRRoR kind of was a little too trigger happy there, panicked seeing the Blade Master attacking the creep. Didn't really need to throw the coil so early, but well, with that coil missing, the Blade Master gets closer to level 2, the DK still somewhat far away, and these little experience jumps do matter a lot in the early game. Blade Master with a triple circlet can trade so well now. All this bonus stats everywhere. And can heal up pretty easily with the heal salve as well. It was his last heal salve, but he is looking to harass a little bit more. Or perhaps not. Perhaps he just falls back, goes towards the natural. There is one skeleton scouting for this, but I don't think it's fast enough for the DK to come in here and do anything about this.
Oh, he's coming in, has a coil, but he arrives just a little bit too late. And that is a speed scroll out. The grunt is above the coil threshold, as we have only a level 1 coil for 100 damage. Tons and tons of end snares thrown out here. Maybe nets have a little discount at the moment in the Warcraft world. And the DK is pretty hurt, continues to tank also 2 fiends here. There's some valuable targets for the Blade Master, who comes back in again. Found a claw, plus 12 damage, so Cash, trying to aim for another creep steal, which doesn't happen, but he has to run back now, which is a little easier thanks to the Unholy Aura, which gives you movement speed, but boy, does he need the Frost Armor to slow down the Blade Master if he attacks the units, and with that, the Fiends should be safe, and TeRRoR is finally, somewhat able to deal with this.
Are under attack.
Classic orc play here, the bloodthirsty, bloodlusty play would have been to run across the map with a speed scroll with a shadow, looking for more kills. But Cash is showing some restraint. Instead, he's creeping up his Shadow Hunter, which is, in my opinion, the wiser choice. He needs levels desperately, and we'll get that now pretty well with a solo creep attempt at the natural. Thank you to some guy gifting a sub to Pandaren, and Bliss with a €3 donation saying, choo-choo, green health bars are much better to see units health, he says, and you're dead. Thank you for the 30-month resub.
Okay, then for now, let's stick with the colored health bars, if you all like it better. So, how far is the tech? Almost done for Cash, who's going Wyvern again to either distract or speed up creeping. And then it's triple hero time with a TC the third, most likely a transition to Raiders. And Kodos on the undead side. What do we see here? The tech is also almost finished. We see statues for the region, more fiends for more damage. They're creeping up a storm, both of them, and going towards the red.
It was a really nice skeleton scout. Did you see that skeleton on the high ground?
Last second,
Sees the attempt from the shadow to pull out the creeps, and then aggroes the creeps so the creeps stop moving. So much time for TeRRoR. Really surprised he's not going over there to punish this.
He's focusing on the consumables. Got the greater healing already. Now taking the second one. One of mana. Stealing. I have a desync. You too?
Yeah, we have a desync.
Okay. Well, for the first time today.
I've never seen that before.
Me neither.
If that's a common occurrence, that's a really big problem. So hopefully, this was just a very, very rare case.
Yeah.
Well, that's regame.
I guess it is. I mean, it's the first day. I haven't seen this in the beta, actually. Did you?
No. But I mean, I basically never played custom games in the beta. Only like ladder.
Yeah, and I've never had a desync in the game so far. Alright! Yeah, I guess there was no game deciding fight yet, so for the sake of the entertainment, we will go for a regame.
Sake of the entertainment? I mean, it's the only choice we have. Or what do you mean? Maybe we should go by points.
Yes, of course. That's always a good idea.
Gets to win.
Yeah, absolutely great idea. Huh.
Well. Hopefully, yeah. This will be the one single occasion only. Yes.
So, for everyone in chat who's crying for classic graphics, not gonna happen. Sorry. Please don't ask anymore. Don't spam chat because of it. It's not gonna happen. Okay. The players are okay with the regame as well. So we are about to restart the series. That is actually a good point. Reconnect feature. Missing. I mean...
Yeah, there's quite a few features that would be nice to have. But isn't desync like the game realizing a clash of versions or something and then abruptly ending?
I don't really know how it works, man.
Well, hopefully, again, it doesn't happen.
So it happened in game 6, which is... Yeah, like... I don't know the percentage, actually. I was hoping that it was like 1 out of 5, 20%, okay, but it's too hard to do the math right now.
Well, so here we go. We're going to have our second try on LR. First one, how long did that last? Maybe like 5 minutes at most, so...
First game, we were about to be tier 3.
Yeah, but not too much happened yet. Didn't have any big unit kills or anything. We saw some very nice aggressive Blade Master usage by Cash that TeRRoR seemed to have quite a bit of trouble dealing with. Honestly, that first last hit miss on the Ogre Warrior, that made a big difference. Something that TeRRoR will try to do better now in game 2. One possibility is always the Farseer play. This is not the most common Farseer map. Normally, if a map is big with tons of creeps, then normally orcs want to go triple hero. And this map certainly is big enough. We have lots of creeps and items to go around. And some nice Ogre Lord steals, snipes. So let's see what we have. TeRRoR is going for the normal Tet Fiend build, with most likely a DK. Almost certainly going for a DK. But Cash, what's his hero choice? Could this be a Farseer? I would guess no. And no, it is the Blade Master. The cunning hero, adept at quickly killing individual units.
Okay. So we have reversed positions. Now, TeRRoR in the bottom left. And I have to enlarge this a little. TeRRoR in the bottom left, Cash in the upper right. It's still 0-0 in the lower bracket. Oops, I have to fix that real quick. Lower bracket semifinal. There we go. So, as you said, it is the Blade Master once again, not switching it up. We've seen Cash with a lot of Farseers against Undead recently. So I'm kind of surprised to only see Blade Master here in the first 2 attempts of the game. Maybe it's a little map dependent, because on this map there's so many good items for the Blade Master. Maybe he will switch it up later.
On Echo Isles, I could certainly see a Farseer. Even if there's tons of claws on Echo, it's more about creeps in general. Not so many creeps to go around for the triple hero. And also very easy expansion. on Echo Isles. Because Echo is in the pool along with Northern Isles, I believe. So Blade Master gloves for him. Not the greatest, but in the late game will scale pretty well. Acolyte Scout sees the Blade Master coming. TeRRoR going for the standard creep route here himself. High Priest.
A player's forces
And then
are
going
under
away pretty
attack.
quickly. I like the sentry here, defensively positioned, trying to make sure the Blade Master doesn't steal too many experience points from TeRRoR's side of the map. Blade Master here just a split second too late to take out one of the trolls, but skeletons he will pick up. That's a little bit of experience for him.
Again, 60 experience after the initial harass. DK only level 1.5. Techs have started once again. Again, the Orc a little faster. That's how the matchup usually is. And yeah, we have had 3 circles before. Now it's only 1, and the gloves for a little bit of damage will help them
A player's forces are under
later
attack.
in the game. Then this gloves provides a lot of DPS.
Pretty cool play here by Cash. He's trying to distract with the grunt, trying to buy time so the TeRRoR doesn't get the level 2. Oh, but now ensnared. Could lead to an ensnare surround. Oh, that's a big deal. Blade is coming in, but he's revealed with the sentry
Oh,
ward with
wow.
the coil. That could be his end. Wait a minute.
He was above
Coil
the
him.
threshold. Just slightly. It was like 10 HP too much for a coil.
And Cash getting punished heavily here. Oh, that grunt loss hurts. That hurts a ton.
Also, yeah, the ward. So good to have. To see the Blade Master coming in. Okay, that's how awesome wards are. Keeping you safe, and this early game is entirely different from the first try of this match.
Blade Master coming in again, but once more, the sentries see him.
Yeah.
He's reliant on getting lasted on the creeps for level 2. But TeRRoR knows exactly where the blade is, so he should be securing this. Wait, what? Okay. That was a little sloppy. I guess TeRRoR thought the blade was at the green, trying to prevent his level 2 there, but okay. Cash somewhat comes back, gets the level 2. Crits are starting to rain. And the DK is pretty low HP. So is the blade, though, and he doesn't have new heal salves. He already used all of them. So now Blade Master has to run back all the way to the main, then heal, then continue to creep. This Blade Master progress is still significantly delayed.
So what's the Death Knight thinking now? Okay, this pesky Blade Master, he's gone now. I defeated him for once. What do I do with my time? And he goes to the Knolls. That's pretty much level 3 for him. And the Blade Master, he has to be aware of this, that there is a stronger coil. He's coming in again, but I don't think he's in time, really. One of the Knolls is gone.
Oh, the sentry is still here.
Uh-oh. Okay, not level 3 yet. Oh, big backstab and crit on the DK.
Quite a
But
few
no
crits here,
chance to
actually,
steal
like
this Overseer.
that. And again, no creeping. This blade is hard stuck on level 2 now. How is he gonna get level 3? He has to creep maybe even 2 camps with the Shadowhunter to get level 3. And that's 2 camps that the Shadowhunter creeps non-solo. This is a really bad early game for Cash.
Okay, what usually happens is you somehow reach level 3 with the blade, and then you get the longer duration on the Windborg, which gives you a lot more time to roam around the map, spy on your enemy, steal some creeps from your enemy, and then use that time to level up the Shadowhunter to also level 3, where the heal wave becomes really, really strong, his second spell. But now, as you share experience, both progresses of both heroes is significantly slowed down. And yeah, that's an issue for Cash for sure.
Yeah, at least he finds an outstanding item, the Wand of the Wind. Always impeccable against heal timing or heal timing based heroes like the DK, like the Paladin. Also like Shadowhunter, for example.
And it's like roles are reversed here. The DK is moving away from the creep spot to give solo experience to that Lich, and all of a sudden the second hero of the Undead is level 2. And that's so good because you really want Nova for the Coil Nova combo, but for the safety of your heroes and units, you go Frost Armor first, and now he kind of has both in like 10 XP. Great mid game.
Cash trying to snipe the Ogre Lord, which is going to be level 2 for the Shadow and a big item. But it's still not level 3 Blade Master, and it's still far away from level 3 Shadow Hunter. Helm of Valor, the item here isn't even so good. It's decent for the Blade, but it's not amazing. And now Ogre Magi being stolen by TeRRoR. He's got the Nova unlocked now with his level 2 Lich. And secures the last hit there with that Nova, finding big mana potion. And can go for a third hero in just a second here. If TeRRoR brings 2 ghouls right now, Pit Lord or Dark Ranger forces a fight, this would be super hard to hold for Cash.
Absolutely brutal. Is he going for it? He has the resources. He's lacking supply though. Waiting for the Ziggurat to finish. That's happening now, and it is the Pit Lord. Damage mitigation with Howl of Terror, and the damage of the Blade Master isn't even that significant. He has no Wyvern this time. He has only Grunts, so where is Cash's damage coming from?
And TeRRoR's DPS also a little bit lacking with still not having the orb. Is he getting backpacked perhaps? No. Satisfied just being out on the map without the orb. That's pretty rare to see from undeads. By the way, I've never seen the Helm of Valor before in the Blade inventory. That looks awesome as hell.
Yeah.
That's a sick looking item.
True, the Captain America helmet is no more. But
this looks way better.
That's like
Damn, dude.
a Pimp Shredder helmet from Turtles.
I would love to have that thing for Carnival. Man. Hell yeah.
TC
Lich in
comes
trouble.
in.
Stomp coming in. The Hex not quite in range. DK very well positioned. Saving the Lich there. Howl of Terror as well coming now into the mix. But there's no control here. Well, there is Stomp, but no Raiders. Once the speed scroll is over, Cash has no chance and has to run.
Well, there is more Stomp, and there would be Hex and Wand of the Wind as well. There were chances to disable this army. But yeah, he can get away with this. Still no level 3 though. That really hurts. Do we see a temple transition? Oh boy. That means double damage mitigation with Howl of Terror combined with Curse. Cash needs Dispel drastically, but we have no building to produce casters.
Statue in the back, that's the prime target to go for Cash. Oh, Lich also in trouble, and here comes the Wand of the Wind. That is the big usage of the item, and the Hex as well. Cash is fighting his way back into this game. Even finds a surround on the DK, holds through the invul pot. Big mana committed. TeRRoR does not want to give this up yet, but without the Lich, this is troublesome. And not having invul on the Lich, they're getting severely punished. Nice burrows are coming in. Wand of the Wind again against the DK. Up in the air. Can't use the coil. Going towards the shop is Cash. Looking for some detection perhaps. Blade Master in the middle. As Lich is brought back from the tavern. But more purges are coming in. The Lich. It's gonna be a dieback. The DK way too far away to save his second hero friend. And it all is falling apart for TeRRoR. In a game that was looking so good for him. Not respecting the Wand of the Wind. Not playing it safe with an invul. Getting heavily punished.
Terrible, terrible situation he found himself in. That Wand of the Wind again deciding or turning games around. Cash having a horrendous early game with that grunt loss, mind you. And then this. Like, the game looked so good. We said, okay, pick a third hero. Let's go. Let's finish this game. But Cash was like, I still hold on to that wand. You need to see how that Wand of the Wind and Cyclone looks like in Reforged. And he showed us. And boy, did he show us.
Yeah, really good defensive play by Cash. Knowing how to creep and what critical timings to hit. Getting 2 big items with that helm and that wand. And getting that hero kill.
Yeah. That was pretty sweet. Indeed. And Cash is 1-0 now. TeRRoR, 1 map away from being eliminated from the tournament. Thank you very much, Floss. 2 times daily. 29 month of resubbing. Congrats back to Warcraft. Dawn of a new era. Lego. Through that, full-time back to Warcraft era has begun. Yesterday, at my last day at the office. Tears were shed when I left. But yeah, it's for the better. For all of us.
TeRRoR is a little bit tilted. Says go whatever map.
Okay.
But Soon is insisting Echo or Northern Isles, and Terra is saying Lost Temple.
Oh shit. Yeah, I can see that. He told me that in a conversation we had a couple of days ago. He has no idea what to do against Orc anymore since the fight night against Hitman. There's really nothing that seems to work for him, unfortunately.
It is not very easy, and as we could see there, with one mistake, the Lich dying, the game can very, very quickly spiral out of control. But it has worked before. As the grades have shown us. 1-0 and happy. And there are some very unique strategies also possible, like the 1-0 Tier 1 expansion, for example, has been finding more and more victories, even against the grades. But that is a very meticulous build to pull off, something that pretty much nobody outside of 1-0 seems to have been able to do. Thank you, Trax, Deathbat, and Achkenplan Digger for the resubs.
Okay, apparently Warcraft 3 Reforged has 75,000 viewers here on Twitch. Yesterday it was 83 peaking, I think, when I saw it. So hopefully we can get more viewers here in as we're getting closer and closer to the final games. We have Thorzane versus Foggy coming up. That is a former DreamHack winner against a former vice champion of Warcraft 3. It would be so cool to see Thorzane back at these DreamHack events. Just for the story of him being there in 2 different games.
Yeah, Thorzane's run in StarCraft in DreamHack was oftentimes quite spectacular. And, of course, Neo, I don't have to tell you that he's very talented.
But...
No, that's
No,
quite
no, no,
So you know, he absolutely has what it takes to take one of those championships.
Ah, okay.
If he is well practiced.
That's what you mean.
In the past, though, we saw, especially against Night Elf, of all matchups, he didn't seem to have the best idea of what to do. That's where he's going to be facing later Foggy after our series here. Because we're going to map 2. Cash versus TeRRoR. Echo Isles. And
Shlomominator.
Shlomominator. Thank you for the sub. So, let's head in. Map 2 on the left, we have TeRRoR in the blue, sounding a little desperate. Had a good early game there against Cash, but it all quickly turned around with that Wand of the Wind. Cash recovering very well. What's he going to show us in map 2? XRCDE, thank you for the sub as well.
Okay.
Apparently some lags for TeRRoR. That is normalizing.
Thank you, Labaloo, for the 5-month resub. Yeah, TeRRoR seems to have some routing issues with Battle.net in general. Also in Classic already. When he was in the semifinal, I think it was against Foggy, that was blatantly obvious that he did not have the best conditions. But in general, when I played, I was a little lucky, I think. I always had a ping of 20. I know some other players have experienced, I think, cross-server matches, which were not too great.
I had that today in the 3v3. We were on an American server, I believe, because I had a 300 ping.
Oh, that's fun, right? I had that in the beta. I had a streak of like 12 games in a row when I was streaming the second time beta. I was like, dude, what the... Why always me? I did the little Balotelli emote there.
Balotelli?
Oh, wow, that's a meme you don't know. It's a football player, Remo. And he wants, like, he's a little, like, a dirty player. He has quite an attitude. And, of course, the media is jumping on that. And then he once scored a goal and lifted his shirt. And he had, like, a shirt where it says, "Why always me?" So, yeah, football memes, Remo, you don't understand.
That's a million years ago, right?
That's a million years ago. Yes, that is correct. Thank you, BFR Jonathan, for the Prime sub, and Wargos TV as well. Okay, fair play between the two players here, of course. So we have a DK once again against the Blade Master. No Dreadlord. Okay, we have a regain. No Dreadlord. No Farseer. So hopefully this improves for TeRRoR now with the rehost.
Yeah, sometimes the servers are a little bit weird. So, next try. Fourth try into maps.
Fourth a charm, right?
That's what they say, Neo.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Thought I picked that up somewhere.
I was really expecting a Farseer here, but no. It's the good old Crit Master.
I'm desperately staring at my phone to see if our coder is responding to fix the overlay again, but no. Thank you, Straustrup, for the 100 bits. Reforged is here after all. That is true. With a party emote. I like that.
Thank you very much.
What do we do tomorrow, by the way? I know we stream the Readmore Cup on Friday, and we stream the Rising Star Cup on Saturday, but what do we do tomorrow? I will be at Creekjack at 5, but what do we do until then?
I'm gonna be streaming some ladder, some fun games, some 2v2, some 4v4 maybe.
Would you invite me for 2-on-2 again? I mean, we're 3-0, we're undefeated.
Yeah, we have to, you know, keep up our dominance over the server.
Absolutely. We reign over European Battle.net right now.
Probably something like around noon again tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and put in a lot of good hours when Warcraft is still fresh. I mean, today we're probably gonna have like a 12-hour stream, right?
Yeah, very likely. You started at 12:30 or something.
Yeah, something.
We
like
are
that.
still a little bit ahead of schedule. Thanks to Foggy, pretty much. Thank you, Panzer, for the 300 bits. Thanks, my dudes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting.
Cool news from, I think it was today, by the way, announced on ESL's Twitter. They announced the first weekly Warcraft Reforged Cup starting on Sunday, right?
No.
Wasn't it on Sunday?
That's why it's not the great news. It is, of course, the only day where we already have a weekly cup. They go on Saturday as well. Thank you very much, ESL. Big shout out. That is, in my opinion, I mean, they will have reasons for it, but it's completely unnecessary to go head to head with us, in my opinion. Either they don't care, or they want to, like, I don't know, destroy competing weekly cups.
Oh, yeah. It is that. I thought it was Sunday. Damn. Yeah, that's.
They announced it, like, the picture showed Sunday, but the ESL page said Saturday, and now they changed the picture as well, so thumbs up.
That's not so cool.
And
Come on, ESL, can we please change that to Sunday? Come on now.
I know for a fact that Saturday was not their initial plan. Whatever.
Oh, well. At least we still have 2 cups, unfortunately, on the same day, but having more cups is so good, I guess. We are ready for map number 2, this time, hopefully, without further ping issues for TeRRoR. Thank you, Straustrup, with the 100 bits, and Panzer, thank you for the 300 bits.
Alrighty. We have Cash in the blue as an orc upper right of Echo Isles. Once again, a great Blade Master map with 10 spots to find claws of attack. And for new viewers, Remo, what's the other specialty of Echo Isles that one could think about?
Well, there's, I would say 2 more specialties. We have only 1 shop in the middle, so Invol's very important. That's the first specialty. Second specialty is we have very few creeps to go around, which makes tier 3 play especially for orc, sometimes hard. And the newest specialty is, this is a really bad map and we should remove it from the pool. Which I'm gonna keep on saying to my dying day. This map is bad. But it is left in the pool. And yeah, Cash. Earlier on, I was considering if perhaps he was going to go for a Farseer play that is also very popular on this map. Very good to expand on with a Farseer TC Tier 2 Mass. But no. Cash wants Master of the Blades.
Damn it!
Plenty of Agi stacked up earlier. Agility, really, you can't stack up too well here. But claws certainly work.
And there is another specialty that is only available on 2 maps, and that's the 12 o'clock position, a marketplace where you can buy items, which is always good for a Blade Master, especially with a map that has a lot of permanent items and less consumables. So creeping starts, Cash not rushing over aggressively, pimping his blade a little for a start.
Yeah, it's called fewer consumables.
Keep on reminding me one day, Remo. One day, my brain will process this information.
I think I told you, I bought the Game of Thrones books. Or, you know, Song of Ice and Fire books, but I haven't read them yet. But apparently, what I heard is, you know, of course, the books are a little bit different from the TV show. And the books, our one true king, Stannis, may not be dead yet.
Ooh.
Which is really good. To educate Westeros on fewer and less.
A player's forces are under attack.
One day you'll get me as well.
Dude, I love that character so much.
Yeah, I know. It was rough for all of us, Remo. But you are probably the only person in the world still talking about Game of Thrones.
That is absolutely not true. Have you been on r/freefolk?
Yeah, that they're talking about The Witcher now.
Are they?
Yes. To keep the sub alive, they moved on to The Witcher. Maybe just for a meme, but...
So Blade Master crept the Ogre Magi in typical Blade Master fashion and found the ding 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 perfect drop with a big mana pot. Popping the speed scroll to run across quickly.
A player's forces are
I always
under
feel the best creep route here for Undead is to creep the first green for the claws, then run south with a second rod of Necromancy, and then creep the Ogre Magi there right away. Because normally you can secure the last hit with the coil, and the Blade Master, if he comes to contest, isn't gonna be level 2 yet. So this is some very, very critical, minute thing, but I actually think going from green to green is not the best opening here from the Undead side.
I'm very distracted by our Game of Thrones discussion. I didn't follow too closely, but yeah, the Blade Master is pretty well equipped. Oh. Wakes up the creeps now, triggers some ensnares again. Oh, misses the experience though. Tier 2 about to be finished,
forces are under
and
attack.
then...
Master Sword looks so badass. Look at that thing. Does that remind you also of our childhood? Back when we were 12 years old and still posing for photos with a fedora and a katana?
And the glued on neckbeard, absolutely.
Didn't you do that, Neo? I used to do that all the time.
I know, I know. That's when you try to learn Japanese, eh?
Japanese? Is that typical that they're like into Japanese?
I think so. I mean, they have katanas.
Well, doesn't mean that they like to eat sushi. That's racist, Neo. Come on.
Well, we are ready at tier 2. We get a bestiary again, so simple stuff by Cash.
forces are
With the
under
arrival of
attack.
the Shadow Hunter, we add Hex to the mix, and it's not that easy to get away from Hex if you're a Fiend. So TeRRoR is backing off, waiting for his own tech as well. Late tech, early Lich, early Slaughterhouse as well, delaying the arrival of the Orb, but he didn't prioritize the Orb in game 1, so maybe that's just his thing.
It's a pretty late tech by TeRRoR. Oh,
Player's
damn, he's
forces are
tower
under
pushing.
attack.
Hells yeah.
Okay. Sacrificial
do it.
Skull.
That's how you do it, boys, if you don't want to play late game.
Wait, but where's the Acolyte?
There it is. It's coming now. Oh, the Blade. When's he gonna see it? This is already super suspicious. Blade checks the 2 normal camps. TeRRoR. Oh, he's trying to creep level 3 at the marketplace.
Oh no. And he sees everything now. Inventory. Acolyte.
And Cash is still starting the camp, the madman.
I mean, he
Are you
knows.
serious?
He knows his opponent is still a little further away. He can distract with the Blade Master, and he gets a ton of experience at this camp and a great item, one of the best in the game, and mercenary access. So he gets the Berserker, which is super hurt already. But maybe that was a little too big of a risk, as it takes more time than I think he calculated. And here's the Undead Tower push.
3 Fiends, so not that high of a DPS output yet against these burrows. Losing the first burrow would hurt a lot. Cash is trying to repair with all that he can, but doesn't get it in time. And yeah, wasn't this camp just way too greedy, Cash? You saw this coming. He's still healing up.
Uh-oh. What was the item? I didn't check yet. Was it worth it? Claws +9. Okay, maybe that is a game changer. Lich is under attack, but the statue heals up again. On Blight, the undead regens a little more, so that helps. Ghoul falls. Grunt is pretty low as well. Mana looks good. He needs a heal wave ASAP! Okay, that Grunt falls. Second one gets healed up, but there's nothing against the burrow so far.
All the first 2 ziggurats finish. DK in the middle, though, heavily surrounded. Frost Armor now coming in. Kodo Beast dies. That opens up the surround. DK trying to get to the safety of the backline. Speed Scroll committing in, trying to get that DK. Heavy commitment by Cash. Needs to find this hero kill. One more Hex. Does he have the mana? Big mana pot. Hex coming in. Slowed down with the Nova. And the Shadow doesn't quite reach. 2 towers are morphing.
Like, how often do you see an undead tower rush versus orc on high level? 1 in 100 games, maybe. Burrow in again. Shadowhunter close to level 3. But the heal waves, I don't know. Maybe it was a little bit too late. Here's the Coil Nova, and Cash is overwhelmed. The gamble does not pay off. Creeping the mercenary camp was a mistake in the end. And boom, we tie up the series. And TeRRoR, overcoming his orc anxiety, his nemesis race, with a curveball game.
Yeah. That used to be a strat played a lot in the olden days. When undeads were truly, truly desperate in this matchup. And nowadays it's so rare to see. Orcs oftentimes aren't ready for it anymore, as we saw here. But boy, Cash was that greedy, man. I wonder how this game would have looked if he had just instead been ready right away for the defense. Because there was only one Acolyte. Normally you should be able to attack the Acolyte, pop the Speed Scroll, hex the DK, kill the Acolyte, and then one step at a time. Something like that. But yeah. Nice little cheeky win. Kind of pulled out of the hat, so to speak. But that's not gonna happen again, I'm pretty sure. Our next map certainly is going to be much bigger. Our deciding map 3. Northern Isles.
Okay. Are you in yet? Did I just miss the invite? On NetEase, it's already like limited time to join the games, but here in the Battle.net 2.0, there's no way to tap out in between games.
Didn't you do windowed mode?
I did, but I'm having my eyes everywhere, Remo. Still trying to fix this overlay. I'm not giving up on it. I saw it working today, so it must be possible. So
We're gonna get it to work someday, one day.
But I want it today.
I want it now.
I want it now.
Amazon now.
How are you getting used to the graphics of Reforged?
It's very early still, so I definitely can't make a definitive statement. When I started playing today, it really, at the beginning, the biggest difficulty was I was walking towards a creep camp, and I had no idea if I could creep it or not.
Okay.
Because I wasn't familiar with the creeps and I didn't know how strong they were.
But it was... What map was it?
It was like one of those 3v3 maps.
Ah, okay.
Or
Yeah, okay.
was Tidewater Glades also. And it was one of those 3v3 maps.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, some things still take getting used to. For example, I think the Shadow Priest looks nothing like the Shadow Priest in Classic.
I kind of have...
It just takes some time.
I have a few issues with a few models, like Dark Ranger and Female Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
They all like stick figures or whatever they're called, like super tiny arms.
But the Dark Ranger needs a cape, like yesterday. She just looks nothing like... The number one iconic thing about the old Dark Ranger was her cape. And
Yeah.
she just doesn't work without one, in my opinion.
Should be doable. 3,200 viewers. That's pretty damn cool. Thank you very much. And I guess we have all streamers in. So let's try. And decide this. Lower bracket semifinal. Loser of the next map is out. Doesn't go home empty-handed. We want to reward everyone involved in this. So $100 for 4th place, as they're putting up quite a fight. And we load in to Northern Isles.
If we didn't see Farseer yet, I don't think we're gonna see it now. This, another map where Blade Master Triple Hero can excel quite well, with lots of creeps to go around, big red camps. And you know what I always like on this map, Neo? From Orc? Creeping the Merchant somewhat early on, like with 3 grunts. Before the Lich has Nova, you should normally be able to do that pretty well. With a speed scroll, also without too much risk. And you know what the nice thing about the Merchant is?
No.
No matter what you find, everything's good. Everything is good. Doesn't that feel nice?
It feels really nice, Remo.
I think so too. Unlike the red camps, where you can get unpleasantly surprised.
I feel like I'm giving up on this tool thing.
It's going to be a story for later on. We're going to have the builds here to look at first, and these don't tell us too much yet. It's very standard, as has been this entire series from the opening builds. Going to be Ted Fiends versus the normal Alterborough Barracks with most certainly a Blade. If he plays a Farseer now, how weird would that be?
It is the Blade Master again. For the 3rd time, Cash not gracing us with the presence of the Wolfies for the first time. You showed them earlier today in our 2-on-2, but since then, definitely lack of Spirit Wolves. On the other
I
side,
think that's currently my favorite matchup to play myself is Orc versus Night Elf. Orc versus Human, excuse me. That is so much fun. Speed scroll, stomp, lightning shield, chain lightning, Wolfies in the back. Oh, feels so good.
maybe we'll see it later. If Cash wins and Foggy as well, then we have an Human versus Orc in the lower bracket final.
Thank you, Mighty Dyrus.
player's forces
Well, not
are
with
under
a donation, but saying we need more. No problemo for Remo versus Giannis Canis. How do you feel about that, Neil?
I definitely want my revenge. I'm not letting you go. No.
What if I 2-0 you, though? What's going to happen then?
Then you earn it. And I'm fine. It was a fair competition. I fucked up the last question, but it was way too close to give up on it.
We scripted it pretty well.
We
having
did.
so close.
And I mean, you need some success in your life as well, so I gave you that win. Oh, that was
I had that marked in my calendar, dude. Practicing every day. Crit first by Cash, finding once again the gloves to start with. DK with the ring. TeRRoR's been finding a lot of rings today.
little
Oh, is he going for the
WFCS.
natural creep with only skeletons? That's not easy to do. No, he's
A
not.
player's forces are under attack.
Okay. So, from TeRRoR's perspective, do you think, okay, I stabilized now, with that newly found confidence I have, I can go into a normal game? Or do you think never change the running system and go for a tower rush again?
You should definitely change the running system, because that's not gonna work again. That cheese strat is not gonna happen again. Oh, Blade Master comes in, is level 2. Same for the DK. Slippers and gloves, that's not too bad at all.
A player's forces are under attack.
Bless you! Don't get sick, man. We have a lot to cast.
No, I'm good.
No.
You know me. Indestructible, like Bruce Willis in the movie Unbreakable. Did you see that, the thingy, what was it called? Glass? They made a trilogy out of it.
No, I don't think so.
Did you not see any of them?
I saw Unbreakable.
Yeah, there was Unbreakable first, and then there was, I think it was called Split? Where James McAvoy has these multiple personalities.
Uh-huh.
That one was actually pretty good. Dude, look at that Blade Master slicing and dicing. And now Speed Scroll running towards the natural. Grunt is trying to distract, trying to buy time. Should be the last hit for the DK, gets it and the item. Another ring, of course.
Well, Ring of Regen this time.
Player's forces are under attack.
Oh, we have a
did
new
get the
sub
last.
from the guy who was our very first sub. 66 month of subbing. Chriser87. Hey again, guys, less than 3. You wonderful, wonderful man. We thank you so much for the 66th time. It's pretty insane.
How much time is that now?
5.5
That's 5.5 years, right?
Correcto.
Exactly 5.5 years.
The first sub is still with us. That's so cool.
A player's forces
You
are
can
under
never
attack.
end that sub streak. I'm gonna be so disappointed.
When he stubs his substrate, it's like when the first girlfriend left you. It's hurt so much.
I
Don't
never
do it
had
to
one,
us.
so I don't
Chris,
know
don't
what
do
you
it.
mean.
Yeah, I mean, okay, in your case, when your first boyfriend left you, you know what I mean.
Tier 3 on the way with the Beastery, Shadowhunter again. Pretty one-dimensional play so far. We don't see any Wyvern attack, mass Wyvern tries, or TC plays. Just straight up. And same for TeRRoR with the Lich Slaughterhouse Tier 3 tech.
Yeah, I like the fast tech here. The tech before slaughter, that is the confident play. Telegraphing that you don't need the statues to stay alive in the mid-game. Can be a downfall as well, so TeRRoR needs to be sure to play it safe. Blade Master's experience here not too high yet, not yet with the level 3. That is the ideal you want to reach. Level 3 Blade by the time Shadow comes around, not quite working out. And Cash now finds out on tier 2 with Lich on the field and him not having claimed one of the middle shops yet. So I think this is a pretty good mid-game scenario. With very good scouting as well by TeRRoR. Skeletons positioned everywhere. Checking pretty much everything out very nicely.
It's a level 2 and 1 situation. Hex is very powerful. TeRRoR's blocking himself a little with the skeleton. Grunt is almost out of that fight if he gets nuked once more, but there's no mana. The melee units of the Orc a little bit out of position. TeRRoR microing these fiends back nicely, but there's another Hex. There's another backstab. This could result in a kill as the DK has not the necessary mana to throw a coil. Everything is slowed down, but here comes another Hex and another kill for Cash, taking out the second TeRRoR for TeRRoR, who was a little too ambitious in these early tier 2 stages.
It's not bad for TeRRoR. He killed a Grunt. The Lich is gonna come back with full mana. What was that? There was a speed scroll, a ton of mana invested, a Grunt lost, and all that for 50 experience on both heroes.
But map control for the middle now.
Yeah, but TeRRoR could just run towards the middle again. He's giving it up. I think that's a little too passive perhaps of a play, but okay.
Player's forces are under
TeRRoR falls back. I guess going for the... that's probably the better play. Going for the Magi here, but I think when the Lich comes back, he should instantly buy the orb and go towards the middle again. There we go. Lich is back, gets the orb, and now TeRRoR should go to the marketplace.
Right. What does he get? Big invul. Okay, can be a little safer. He's definitely not allowed to give up the second cam. Shadowhunter's close to level 2. Blade Master's close to level 3. One skeleton pretty much missing. Thank you, RYM and Flix and Ponty, all for your primes. And here we have... Oh. The next fight. I'm a little indecisive on whether to call for the donation or the fight, but okay. We have time for the donation as Azul comes back as well. 10 euros. Sorry, guys, to have disappointed you. The train didn't want to get going. Choo choo. It was partly my fault. I don't blame you, as the alerts were not enabled. So I'm not blaming you. You're still cool, and we thank you. Pity again.
This is a decent-ish timing for TeRRoR. He doesn't have the level 2 Lich. That's the biggest problem. But Shadow also not level 3 yet. Blade Master stalking around. TeRRoR, exposing himself kind of to a Creepjack here. Going over to the lab, and this is the opening that Cash is looking for. He has a speed scroll on the TC. Blade Master coming in with a purchase against the statue right away. Reveal against the blade. Coil coming in, but no Nova ready. Stomp hits nicely, but the blade has to back up. Is too hurt. Lord, little damage there as well. But big creep goes to TeRRoR. Gets the crystal ball, another unfortunate item. Scroll speed was used, but with not much success. And all 3 ghouls are coming from the main for TeRRoR. Is he playing a Frenzy Ghoul transition?
That
No.
kind of means he's not going Temple, right? He definitely lacks Slumber for it.
True. Blade Master's inventory again is looking good. I think he just bought the Claws of Attack +6 there. Plus 17 damage now without a Kodo. But still no level 3 Shadow. That's the problem. What's the Lich experience looking like? Also not level 2. But if Lich hits 2 and forces a fight against a level 2 Shadow, that is always favorable for the Undead.
Thank you, Scold, for the Prime Sub. Blade Master is seriously a beast with the claws, double slippers, gloves, increase in attack speed, increase in base damage, and orb of course as well. That turns out to be really nice. Kodo with the Warsong Battle Drums upgrade, giving 20% damage boost already. And more time to creep. And finally, this must somewhere result in a level 3 Shadow Hunter. But TeRRoR feels a little more comfortable and confident now, moving over across the entirety of the map to go for that second drink. And it is the biggest reward possible. Potion of Greater Mana.
And now, either going to the red camp or to the Orc main. What's he gonna do? Of course, Orcs never have TP, so can be a big punish. The reinforced defense is not quite done yet. One Burrow could easily be getting sniped. I don't think there's any saving this one, and Cash will have to come back here sooner rather than later. What's his levels looking like? Level 3 Shadow, level 3 Blade, that's the bare minimum, but TC only level 1. Not that good, honestly, but somehow the Burrow remains alive. Don't know how that happened.
He was a little distracted by the Headhunter, who survived as well. No final blows so far. Going for the Voodoo Lounge. That does not deny the Orc, but maybe a potential tiny Great Hall. And now it's time to wreck the burrows. Is Cash engaging into this?
Supply lead here still for TeRRoR by a little. Cash is drawing closer, but still a lot of stuck in production. Nova hits the Berserkers to start things off, but U-Wave is not enough. TC into the back. Big stomp! Not the best split against that, but only level 1 stomp doesn't last that long. First Destroyer up in the air, getting focused heavily. Dispels as well as much as he can, but Destroyer does fall. Next stomp hits nicely, but that was the last one. For a little bit at least. TC hits the level up. A little more mana from that. Kodo in the back. Did get off a Devour, but is getting focused as well. Coil finishes that one off. Burrows really nicely utilized, and Cash forgot about the dust. The Lich is in trouble. He's gonna get taken out, but has the Ankh, I believe.
Yes.
So he should be coming back.
Second Destroyer is falling though. Unburrow on the Fiend should be focused immediately, I guess. Coil hits one, but how many can he save? There's one dead, there's one hurt, and the Kodo gets a snag at the late night hour here as well. Trying to burrow again, but that's of course a massive lack of damage. Only the heroes remaining pretty much, and the statues to heal them back up again. TeRRoR seems to be in trouble. It's equal supply, but for how long?
More and more stuff is dying. The DK! One crit away from death. TP's out. Saves the Fiends, but the Pit Lord is left behind. He gets the kill on the Kodo, but now it's him only by himself, along with the Fiend. Level 3 hero gonna be falling. TeRRoR forget about that for a moment, and that's a costly loss. That's tons of experience going towards Cash. Blade Master getting closer to 4. That was a fight going decently well for the Orc. The classic play now would to be to Tiny Great Hall expand. But the shop is gone, so at least for the next minute, that's not possible.
But a level 3 hero loss hurts
player's
so
forces are under
much. What doesn't hurt is the contribution by El Roca. 10 euros. Choo choo! Thanks for the content. Keep it up, guys. Thank you very much. We are just getting started. Level 4 DK. Sending the Lich away to be safe and go for Death Pact, I guess?
Yeah.
Yes. Unholy Aura level 1.
Wait a minute. For a moment, I thought he had Bloodlust, but no, it's just
Player's
Third
forces
Circle.
are under attack.
And that's TC level 3 now, and that's a big problem. No silence to deal with this Tauren Chieftain. He's gonna be such a force. The Blade Master, though, has to be careful. Heat Wave comes in. TC looking for the Storm, gets it off now, going towards the heroes. DK in trouble, may have to go for the Death Pact when a Hex comes in. He could be dead, but mana seems to be gone, but the crit is enough. DK dies, and that's it. GG. Cash takes this series with 2-1.
Whew, he was struggling quite a bit in TeRRoR's weakest matchup, but in the end, in the fights, it felt like TeRRoR was a little overwhelmed with what was happening. And yeah, Burrow is nice to save units, but if you can't heal them up, if the statues are a little too far away, then the additional regen doesn't really cut it, and you unburrow them to get the damage, and then it's a feast for Blade Master TC, and once they rise in levels, there's not too much to do about it. And Cash advances into the lower bracket final.
Yeah, Curse was severely lacking there. You know me, you know how much I love the Banshees. And I think in this super late game tier 3 stage, even if you have a Pit Lord, I don't think it's enough. I think you need the Banshees as well. And those Destroyers, how much did they do? I'm not so sure.
They got taken out quite easily with the Headhunters there, with the Blade Master there. Nice Hex against the DK, so the second Destroyer couldn't be saved anymore. Damn. So, do we want to call Cash?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Can you
Let's do it.
do it?
Certainly.
Because I can't really do anything in Discord, otherwise you are not visible. Or I reveal our secret chats, and nobody wants to see that. And the next game, I can update that for you, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be our winner bracket final. Sweden versus the Ukraine. Thorzane versus Foggy coming up. It's gonna be quite great. Ooh. So, secret Remo talks hidden? I don't know if he invited me to the group call he has with Cash. Ah!
Wait, this didn't work.
Okay, technical difficulties. Stay tuned. We're getting there. We are getting there.
Why can't I just add him to this call? Because you made the call,
Ah, okay.
I think.
Okay. Let's go this way. Group. There we go. Aha!
Okay.
Is this working now?
Hello, hello.
Ah, Cash, welcome to the show! And
Thank you.
congrats on your win! How's it going?
Thank you. It's alright.
Alright. So not enough beer or what?
No, I didn't drink it.
What?
Yep. Not
What?
enough power.
If you win tonight, are you gonna have a beer to celebrate, or maybe 2?
No, it will be too late for me. I will do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow
For
in the
breakfast?
morning, get some
Yeah.
cereals and beer instead of coffee. Alright.
Okay, talk to me about the game against TeRRoR that you just had, especially on LR in the early game. It seemed like you were in quite a bit of trouble, losing the grunt so early, and then having issues leveling up with the Shadow Hunter. What was your mindset after that early game? What you had to do to come back into that match?
Well, honestly, I was saying like, fuck you, Reforged, because of that disconnect, you know. I had perfect early. And then I fucked up so hard in early second game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just was praying for good items. That's it.
Yeah, and you found a
Yeah,
Wand of the
and it
Wind, which
worked
was
out.
pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, and Helm of Valor for the Blade Master, and then found some pretty good kills. Game 2, you played on Echo Isles, and he was going for a tower push. It looked like you saw it with the Blade Master somewhat early, and then you still started creeping the mercenary camp. Did you feel like you had enough time? Because that looked a little bit greedy from our perspective.
No, you need to level up your SH. Otherwise, you can't really do much, anyways. So I tried it, but it didn't work out.
Okay.
Well, that push was really unexpected
Yeah.
from TeRRoR.
Yeah, we were quite
Because he
surprised
usually
as well.
plays standard.
Yeah, we felt that he's a little desperate against Orc in general, and maybe that's why he tried.
Yeah, maybe. Probably.
Probably. So, I guess you're playing on the old graphics, right?
Of course.
Of course. There's no way for you to change anytime soon?
Well, maybe if they fix the colors, maybe I will change.
Okay.
Because colors now it's so awful.
Yeah. I think it got better since the beta launch, but yeah, there's still room to improve, I guess. So the next big tournament is going to be the ESL Pro Tour in Anaheim. Is there any plans for you to go? Is it possible somehow?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I can manage to get visa in time.
Okay.
So I won't bother myself.
But for the events in Rotterdam and Sweden, are you planning to go?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Then we're going to have some beers there, for sure.
For sure.
So you're going to be in the lower bracket final. You either face Foggy again or Thorzane. Who would you rather play?
I think Thorzane. Because I want to beat Foggy in the finals.
Okay, that's some fighting spirit. Then, thank you very much for the time. Good luck in the upcoming matches, and we'll talk to you later.
Yes, thank you.